We have one we're missing tonight. Justice Bass couldn't make it this evening. He's a little bit under the weather, and he called and gave his regrets for not being able to be here. Roll call.
John Holt.
Here.
Ricky Brown. Here. Sarah Brown. Here. Lori Phillips. Here. Gary Lynn.
Here.
John Bradford.
Here.
Ron Tatum.
Here.
Virgil Lennox.
Here. You have a copy of the minutes before you. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes? So we move. We'll let our caller catch up.
Yeah, who's
Here's a motion by Holt, second by Lemmings. All in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Treasurer's report is before you. Do I hear a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Make a motion to accept the report. Second. Motion's been made and second to accept the treasurer's report. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? You have before you a copy of the appropriations analysis. I would entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second. The motion and second to accept the appropriation analysis. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Brings us up to the county road and equipment report. I almost sound like a broken record when I start talking about rainfall. Rainfall has been our enemy this year. At some point, we're going to be begging for it, and I'm ready for that time to come. Maybe we can get a little bit more work done. I think we're going to get to work a full week this week. This is the first week of the entire year our road crew has got to work a full week. We're going to take advantage of that. We've offered comp time to our entire road crew if they want to work tomorrow and try to do some catch-up work. We are really, really close getting our gravel crushing operation underway. We're working close with MSHA, and we're not going to do a thing out there until we are completely compliant and ultra safe. And if they recommend we go one step, we're going to go three as far as safety is concerned. So that should be happening very, very soon. Any questions for me? Okay. Sheriff's report.
Good evening. Thank you all for allowing me to get and report what we've been doing here. I've handed out y'all our patrol activity log. If you have any questions, we can go over that. It's basically the same as it has been the last few months. Numbers are still exactly where I like to see them. These guys are staying busy, and if you haven't noticed, if you get out on the road, you will notice. So, one handout that I did include is a lawn maintenance handout. I know y'all haven't seen that yet. In my last visit with the county judge, we worked out our mowing situation, and we decided that we would swap labor for that. That way we could continue taking care of our county and our buildings and still making them look good as they're making our vehicles run better and our grounds at the sheriff's office look better. So we actually had them out there today, and we needed some gravel in a bad way, and Randy Ward is taking care of that very well. So that's just kind of a rundown of what we are mowing, the amount of people that we use, the amount of time that it takes, and the equipment that we have to use to do that. So if you have any questions on that, I'd be glad to talk about that. The other handout that I give you is just a, I already sent those to you in the mail. It's about our jail advisory board, and it was just to make sure that we got one to each and every Quorum Court member so that we can put together that board of two constituents out of your jurisdiction. I know that a few of you visited with me and said that y'all have those names, or you may still be trying to get those names, and that's fine. I'm just trying to get the ball rolling so that we can put that board together and get a recommendation for our improvement action plan at the end of the year. Other than that, we're happy to be here, and everybody's rolling like they should be. If you've got any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
The agreement to trade services, I just think is a really good idea and works for everybody, so I just think that's.
I appreciate the county judge, that he called me and he says this is gonna fall back on somebody to mow these yards, and it briefly crossed my mind that it might fall back on him individually. And I said, you're not mowing the yards. I'll just tell you that. And so I said, let me call you back in a little bit. And so then tried to brainstorm and we come up with a solution, so. Anything else?
Are we seeing any revenue get out of the keeping city prisoners in county jail?
We are. That report it can be provided as well in the future if we need to. But it is, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. General public they kind of generate that. We can't control the population in the jail, so they kind of determine how many people come from where, depending on what they do. So.
Lucas, how many do we have in jail right now?
Right now, we have 59 inmates right now. Plus, we've got six 309, so that puts us over capacity.
That's good.
We can't control that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any elected officials that would like to approach the Quorum Court? Are there any boards or any other entities that would like to approach the Quorum Court? Okay. Quorum Court members, do you have any questions for any elected officials or any boards? Awesome. We can move right on to our new business. Our first ordinance was authored by Esther Bass. Justice Nikki Brown, would you care to read that one?
Yes, I'll read it. Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue in county general and appropriate $34,286.65 into personal services for the Treasurer's Office budget number 1000-103. Whereas the Treasurer's Office is needing a full-time administrative assistant to help with day-to-day responsibilities and also to cover during vacations, sick time, training classes, etc. And whereas this employee will be hired at $22,348.80 for the remaining of 2019, $15.52 per hour. Whereas this employee will need to be hired at the passage and publishing of this ordinance. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas that Section 1, $34,286.65 be appropriated into 1000-103, $22,348.80, number 1001, salaries full-time, $1,709.68 into 1006, Social Security, $30,423.84, number 1008, retirement, $6,458.48, number 1009, health insurance, $36.81, number 1010, workman's comp, $180, number 1011, unemployment, $7.44, number 1014, COBRA, and $121.60 in number 1016, life insurance. Section 2, this ordinance being necessary for the protection and preservation of public health and safety, an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be enforced and shall take effect upon passage and publication.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I move that we adopt it.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been motioned and second to adopt this ordinance. It's open for discussion.
Well, I'll open it up. We did have a budget meeting the other night, and the budget's not looking all that great. And I don't feel that at this time I can support it.
So as of last meeting, we were talking about getting a person from the sheriff's department to work part-time and then in here part-time, so they know that if we talked about any about that. Has there been any work done towards that, or? Yeah.
We did talk about that. We just don't feel like 2 or even 3 days a week is enough to have someone in there to know the job well enough that I would feel comfortable them doing that, because I have to answer for the mistakes that they make. So, I know y'all have talked about tabling it again, but I've even considered if y'all would give me someone 4 days a week, full-time right now, y'all would just consider that. I would even consider doing, not the beginning pay right now, maybe a reduced pay till they learn how to do the job better. But that's about all that I can see right now.
Any other discussion?
Are there funds for a reduced rate of pay?
Funds are extremely tight right now.
They are tight.
I mean, and nothing but her fault, I mean, it is what it is, but, it's not looking real good right now.
Y'all got to consider too, and I know that it is tight, but this position, that money will be paid back, most of it. There is some that won't be, because there's a percent that the county pays out of that, but most of that is distributed out. There was some gas money that come in this week, 32 or 35,000.
37,500.
Yeah, that would help cover that. But anyway, just something to think about.
And I think that figure's around 13,000, is that correct? What it costs the county?
Yeah. Like I said, it'd be a little bit less if y'all would let me have someone just 4 days a week this year. And then we consider on putting on 5 at budget time.
Is that money restricted for the treasurer's office, or is it just?
No. It falls out, part of it is falling out of county general, the other is a percentage. Is that correct?
The percentage, the way it's done is my commission. Whatever I make commission that year is divided up. If that employee was to be here, it would be divided up between all the schools, the cities, the fire departments, county general. But it's not that money that just can be used for anything. I have to turn that back if I don't use it.
That was my first budget meeting to attend. I didn't realize, it didn't look great, the numbers. I mean, I think that when we talked about it, nobody was not really in support of having someone eventually. It was just the time, just with the budget restraints. That was, because I think that it's needed. I mean, a backup, 100%. And I don't know that anyone's arguing that, just the timing.
Yeah, I mean, you say the timing, and I understand that. But it doesn't matter if we hire someone this year or if we hire them next year. County General's gonna be hit for a little bit that first year till that can be paid back. So it's either this year or if we hire them next year or even the following year, because that money's paid back, the following year, it'll be in March.
Right, so.
Any other discussion?
Oh, the budget committee looked at just the general? Is that what we're learning that over?
Yes.
Because schools ain't hurt.
Yes.
Well, they got money, and we go into all that.
Yeah, school will be a different situation.
Well,
Yeah, the
some of that money's gonna be turned back to school. I mean,
Well, and it's about 13,000. That's the whole key there. Is what we have to come up with. And the budget just does not have that right now. We are well into we're just starting the fourth month, fifth month, And just finished the first quarter, and we're already low. You know, and a lot of that money's not come in yet. Some of it is starting to come in, but until we see those figures sustain, you know, I think we got to watch that budget close. We just don't want to get in a situation where we, middle of the year, having to lay people off.
Now, I want to also let y'all know, I was, of course, off Friday for a meeting, and just coming back from that one day, I mean, it was like 2 days hard work to try to catch up from that one I was off. July, I'm going to be on vacation. We're looking at me being gone 7 days. I got 6 days, I'm going to be gone on vacation. I'll be back one day, and then we have doctor's appointments, so we're looking at 7 days not having anybody in there. Just to let y'all know.
Any other discussion?
You're saying we just don't have the 13,000.
What I'm saying is we don't have the extra 13,000.
Okay.
I would say we don't have 30,000. We don't have the extra 30,000 at this point in time. I mean, now, I know you said there's some coming in, you know.
Yeah, and I turned back 32,000 in March. Then I turned back directly into county general from that money that was, that I was telling you about that I had to distribute back. I did turn that back into county general.
This, basically what this position, regardless how much, I guess it's turned back, it's gonna cost us about 13,000, what's it gonna cost us? Is that?
Yes. Just
somewhat?
generally,
Okay.
yes. A little bit less if we do 4
Just fine, right?
days.
Okay, so if you considered 4 days and a lower rate of pay, I mean, how much is that gonna give you? I mean, I can't sit here.
What's the rate of pay we're talking now? What's the lower rate?
Well, I was asking for 15.52, if we might start them out at like 14.50.
I don't have a problem with doing it. It's just,
I think nobody has a problem with doing it. You know, and I know that that's a broken record. It's just, is the money there? Could we table it, or?
Can we bump it a little down the road and see if we have money coming in later?
I make a motion to table it rather than,
Yeah, I think we all understand there's a definite need there, and having someone in when she's on vacation and those things, but again, money is money, and we got to handle it wisely here, so.
but I feel like we need to look at a lower rate of pay, even, to me, lower than 14.50. I mean,
Well, I'm going with what the other offices are making.
Right.
And that's a lot lower than they're even talking to pay.
I think that though, in looking at the budget, there were, you know, it looked like that was kind of maybe administrative assistant, like a deputy pay.
The 15.52 was, or, yes.
Okay.
But even the first deputy, I believe, makes more than that. I think they make over 15.
It looks like deputy 1 is 30,300 about, and then deputy 2 is 26,187. I don't have an hourly rate there.
I think in the constraints we're in right now, I don't think it's irrelevant what everybody's making. At this point in time, I just so you know, I feel very strongly that we need to have somebody. We may have to start them off at $14 an hour, you know, just to have somebody. And as we get more money, then we can look at raising the pay. But I think the priority right now is just getting somebody.
Well, I
And-
mean, even if y'all would consider full-time for 14, I mean, and then consider giving them more later, depending on how everything goes and what we decide to do as far as pay.
Yeah, I agree
No
with,
budget
I agree with tabling this,
I would rather see.
looking at $14 and looking at 4 days a week right now starting off, because we're in a world of hurt, but we need somebody. We truly need somebody in that office.
I don't don't want it shot now, so table sounds.
We have a motion and a second to table this. Did you get the motion?
I know.
I feel for you, and I would love to help you, but I don't.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Roll call vote on a motion to table.
Do we have to give a time for our bond statements, or does it just come up next month?
Come up next month.
I have another question.
Yes.
Can she redo these numbers?
Yeah, could you redo the numbers for us at $14 an hour for 4 days?
4 days?
Yes.
Roll call vote, motion to table.
Cole,
Yes.
Nikki Brown,
Yes.
Sarah Brown,
Yes.
Gary Leon,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
This is the table.
Yes.
Yes.
Flemings.
Yes.
I got to give.
Dusty. Mary Phillips.
Yes. Ended up being very well.
That wasn't coming.
Motion passes. Next up is sponsored by Sarah Brown.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to reappropriate $522.32 back into the collector's general budget for 1,104.3069, postage machine / P.O. Box from the automation fund. Whereas a bill was paid from the collector's general budget, it should have come out of the automation fund. Whereas $522.32 will need to be transferred from the collector's automation fund number 1043073, lease machinery and equipment to the general budget number 1,104.3069, postage machine / P.O. Box. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $522.32 be transferred and appropriated from the collector's automation fund into the collector's general budget as stated above. I make a motion to accept this.
Second.
It's been motion and second to accept this ordinance. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Cole,
Yes.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Leon,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Flemings. It's gonna be 2019-19.
The next ordinance is sponsored by Brian Taylor.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $3,572.68 into the Sheriff's Office budget. 1,000-400-2023 parts and repairs and $841.58 into 1,000-400-2007 fuel, oil, and lube. Whereas while on a call, a volunteer fire department vehicle backed into the Sheriff's Office department vehicle causing damage, and whereas the Sheriff's Office has received an insurance check in the amount of $3,572.68 for property damage of 2016 Tahoe from the Municipal Vehicle Program. And whereas the Sheriff's Office also received 2 checks from the U.S. Marshals totaling $841.58 for reimbursement of fuel costs. Now therefore be ordained by the Quorum Court, Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $3,572.68 be appropriated in the Sheriff's Office budget, 1,000-400-2023 parts and repairs, and $841.58 into 1,000-400-2007 fuel, oil, and lube. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
It's been motion and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
I just have a question. On the checks from the U.S. Marshals, is that where you're taking them to federal court?
Yes. Before, we had to start filling out a form to be reimbursed for transports. So we have since taken care of that. We're filling out the forms now, and we're being called very limited now. So the rest will be transport. Good.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Tony,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings,
Yes.
Mistie.
Yes.
That's gonna be 2019-20.
Next up is an appropriation ordinance sponsored by Justice Bradford.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance, 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $2,435 into the assessor's property tax relief fund, 3004. Whereas the assessor sold a Jeep Liberty to the detention center to be used for transporting prisoners, and whereas the Jeep was purchased by the assessor in 2011, it was purchased to this fund, and whereas this money will need to be appropriated back into the assessor's property tax relief fund, 3004-105-4004, machinery and equipment. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $2,435 be appropriated to the assessor's property tax relief fund, 3004-105-4004, machinery and equipment. I move this ordinance be accepted.
Second.
It's been motion and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Dale Hope,
Yes.
Mickey Brown,
Yes.
Sarah Brown,
Yes.
Mary Phillips,
Yes.
Gary Glenn,
Yes.
John Bradford,
Yes.
Brian Tatum,
Yes.
Virgil Lemmings.
Yes.
2019-21.
Next up is an ordinance sponsored by Justice Holden.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to appropriate and transfer monies back into the solid waste budget, 3009-700-30-90, dues and memberships, whereas two bills were paid out of the solid waste budget in March totaling $150, and whereas these bills were for pesticide application training for county road employees, whereas the two bills should have been paid to the county road budget, 2000-230-90, dues and memberships. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that Section 1, $150 be transferred from the county road budget, 2,230.90, and Section 2, said monies be appropriated to the solid waste department, 3,730.90, dues and memberships. I move we approve this.
Second.
It's been motion and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Dale Hope,
Yes.
Mickey Brown,
Yes.
Sarah Brown,
Yes.
Mary Phillips,
Yes.
Gary Glenn,
Yes.
John Bradford,
Yes.
Brian Tatum,
Yes.
Virgil Lemmings.
Yes.
2019-22.
Next up is an ordinance by Justice Lemmings.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $13,911.07 into the Corps of Engineers budget, number 1000-410. Whereas during the 2019 budget meetings, only $37,672.93 was budgeted into the Corps of Engineers budget. And whereas, after negotiating by the sheriff, the contract amount was raised to $54,704 for 2019 2019, minus $3,120 for March due to no hours worked. And whereas $13,911.07 will need to be appropriated into the Corps of Engineers budget, 4005 vehicles. Now therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $13,911.07 be appropriated into the Corps of Engineers budget 1000-410 as stated above. I move that we, as read.
It's been motion and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
Just so I'm clear, okay. Is this money that we actually will get from the Corps of Engineers, or I just was?
Yeah, in the renegotiation of the contract that me and the county judge went into with the Corps of Engineers, just from my past experience, deputies on the other side of the lake get paid more money. So I asked, and the county judge, we asked why that was, we discussed all that. I said, deputies that I send out there are just as certified as those over there. So they agreed to raise ours to what they paid on the other side.
Now, how's that working? We approved the court budget, and then they pay like monthly, or they?
We bill them monthly.
You bill them monthly?
Yes.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Al Holt.
Yes.
Nikki Brown.
Yes.
Sarah Brown.
Yes.
Mary Phillips.
Yes.
Gary Lynn.
Yes.
John Bradford.
Yes.
Ron Tatum.
Yes.
Virgil Lemons.
Yes.
2019-23.
Next on the agenda is an ordinance sponsored by Justice Holt.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to reappropriation $5,062.50 into the detention center budget 1000-418. Whereas bills were paid from the detention center's county general budget that should have been paid to the sheriff's communications fund, and whereas the money is being reimbursed to the detention center budget by the sheriff's communication fund, it will need to be reappropriated as follows: $2,662.50 to 1000-418-2024 maintenance and service contracts, $2,400 to 1000-418-3023 internet connection, totaling $5,062.50. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $5,062.50 be reappropriated to the detention center budget 1000-418 as stated above. I move we approve this.
Second. It's been motioned and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Al Holt.
Yes.
Nikki Brown.
Yes.
Sarah Brown.
Yes.
Mary Phillips.
Yes.
Gary Lynn.
Yes.
John Bradford.
Yes.
Ron Tatum.
Yes.
Virgil Lemons.
Yes.
2019-24.
Next, we have a resolution sponsored by Brian Taylor.
Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution authorizing the county judge of Van Buren County to purchase used road graders through John Deere Financial. Whereas John Deere has exceptional quality used road graders currently available, and whereas Van Buren County is currently leasing 5 road graders from Caterpillar, and whereas the lease with Caterpillar expires this year, and whereas the county judge wishes to purchase instead of using a lease option, and whereas John Deere Financial is currently offering an interest rate of 3.99%, and whereas the money for said purchase is currently available in the proper line items, 2000-200-5005 lease purchase principal, 2000-200-5006 lease purchase interest. Therefore, it be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that the county judge of Van Buren County is hereby authorized to purchase used road graders through John Deere Financial. I move we approve as written.
It's been motioned and second to adopt this resolution. Is there any discussion or questions?
Now we got one call.
Oh, yes,
On
yes.
on the road graders, so
Yes.
what kind of warranty do they cover and
They're getting a full year bumper-to-bumper warranty,
Okay.
even though they're used, which is worth quite a bit. They have a little over 1,000 hours on them. I talked them way down because we're using John Deere Financial, because I told them I can take this or leave it, I don't care. So I made them an offer I did not expect them to accept, and they took it, which was, for one piece of equipment was $175,000, for another one was $176,000, one was $178, because based on their total hours. So we're getting some very, very, very good equipment.
Did you check into these same options with Caterpillar?
Yes.
No.
No.
And their interest rate? Did you
well,
try to get anything in there?
Caterpillar doesn't have the price in line. And this isn't for all five, this covers me if I should choose to replace all five. And I'll have to come back with another resolution if I go with Caterpillar.
and the guys didn't like the Caterpillars as well as they did the John Deere, is that correct?
I have a couple of guys who like the Caterpillars better.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're just gonna have to wade through with the best deal that we can acquire. Any other discussion? Very good questions. Roll call vote?
Al Holt,
Yes.
Nikki Brown. Yes. Sarah Brown,
Yes.
Mary Phillips.
Yes.
Gary Lynn,
Yes.
John Bradford,
Yes.
Brian Tatum,
Yes.
Virgil Lennox.
Yes.
Need resolution number 2019-7.
We have no transfers in this packet, so that is going to bring us up to the close. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Oh, sorry. What was that?
You got the figure.
Oh, yes, come on.
While she's coming up, I need the committee for the handbook to stay around for a few minutes. I need to talk to them.
Also, right after this, there is going to be an open house at the rescue squad. Anyone who wants to go up, we can carpool up if you like, or you can go on up on your own. But they're ready to host. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I figured up that we have 32 weeks left at $14 an hour. I don't know if the benefits will all stay the same or if they'll go down a little bit. I'm not sure how that part of it works. But I just added the amount that she had and then the wages, and it brings it to $26,273.85. And if you can consider the amount that will come out of the actual county, it's around $8,933.11.
How much, I'm sorry?
Out of the county?
Yeah.
$8,933.11.
And what was that total again, 26 what?
I come up with $26,273.85, if I figured that right,
Okay.
around
All
that.
right, that's a good figure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now re-entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?